Alright guys, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about a truck that we just bought for our channel and our life. We need an off-grid 4x4 to haul equipment and get to our off-grid destination. So here's that story. This is it. I've gone ahead and done it. I've bought the biggest, baddest, dirtiest diesel that money can buy. This thing I just picked up today, and this is actually to represent the change that we're doing to get into our destination off-grid life. This unit is used and it's a diesel 6.7, so it's a Ram 3500 mega cab. Now, I've been driving much smaller trucks most of my life, and this thing comes with a lift kit, and you know, it's got a bunch of modifications already, so I can barely get this thing into the garage. So here's like kind of a better view of it. But yeah, this bad boy is pushing 300 on this Cummins engine, and apparently the transmission's been rebuilt, so we're gonna cross our fingers on this bad boy. But really, we want to just be able to do some towing. Have this as our new Bugout vehicle. You know, overall, I would say it's in pretty good shape. It's pretty dirty. We had a little dog walking on here, not our dog, but previous owner. So we're gonna do a little bit of cleanup. Yeah, like I almost bought a Ford. Like, I'll be honest with you, like when I was shopping for this, I almost bought a Ford, but I ended up doing a lot of reading on this, and I just kind of figured, well, that's the way to go. You know, there's people that are in the 1 million mile club with, you know, with their engines, and we're pushing probably 170,000 miles, 180,000 miles on this truck. It's got some sort of kind of custom suspension torsion bar thing going on here. This thing is big. That's all I can say. You see, we got the classic kind of torn seats. Maybe I can get some seats from somewhere. It's got the brake controller, which is good. Some sort of a boost gauge. I don't know if that's stock or not. If you guys know if that's stock on a Ram 3500, let me know. But this here, oh yeah, it's got some air compressor unit. It does something with some airbags in the back, kind of lifts the back end up and down. These are some serious beaver cuts in here, so pretty amateur job on that one. But oh, look at that, even the pedals can move. That's pretty cool. Now, there's some stickers here that I think maybe you guys can help me determine what this thing might have for modifications. I think that these are all the stickers from all the things that maybe they put into it. So based on what you guys see here, could you maybe put a comment, let me know what's up with my truck? Yeah, this thing's a total freak show. But you know, that's what you get for a couple of G's. I know what we were gonna do. We were gonna have a look at the under the hood. Here, let me make that happen for us. All right. Okay, well, this looks cleaner in here than expected. Again, if you guys can tell me what's going on with this unit, what did I buy? So this thing here says H&S, so I don't know what this bad boy is all about. An AFE filter cold air intake, it looks like. You know, I'm reasonably impressed. Like, this thing is not dirty in any way. And you can tell by looking at it, it hasn't really been, you know, purposefully cleaned. So, always a good sign. So I'm gonna kind of go all goon squad on this bad boy, and maybe not as dramatic as them. I'm just gonna like wipe off all the dog paws. I notice all the glass is kind of scratched too, right? So you see this? Tons of scratches, and I don't know what causes that. Like, obviously these windows are tinted, so I don't know if that's just kind of the nature of the tint. Okay, it looks like I got a little bit of garbage for free. All right, guys, let's go under. Let's see what the damage is. Now remember, this thing's got 300,000 kilometers, so we know there's going to be some issues. Okay, so we've got a little bit of wet there. The back of the transmission on this, I think this is a transfer case. This side of the transmission looks pretty good. This part's a little bit, a little bit oily and wet. And as we get up into here, this one's pretty wet. Let me see if I can focus that a bit. So that one's pretty wet. Now, at the end of the day, like I know the Viper was having these kinds of issues as well. So right here seems to be the main issue, which is at the back of, I don't know, I guess you'd call this the back of the engine. Now this part's interesting. Up there is where the turbo is. So there seems to be like a leak at the turbo. Nothing really up around the engine oil filter. It looks like there's an oil filter up there. So that all looks pretty good. It's kind of like the top end of the engine is pretty solid with no issues, but the bottom end here, the oil pan looks like it's leaking. It looks like it's leaking right here. So I don't know if I gotta learn about the turbos, but it looks like it kind of goes, into the transmission there. So a little bit strange. Someone can tell me how that turbo looks. Definitely the housing on that side looks pretty cooked up. So not sure what that means. What else are we looking at here? So it looks like, this looks like where things are probably going on. Now, if it's just a leak, that's not too bad, right? Like we're hoping that things are mechanically sound, because we're using this thing as pretty much like a bulldozer. So it's got the Cummins engine. The bigger concern probably would be to make sure that turbo remains cool. So I would imagine that's kind of some sort of an oil cooler flow. So that I would have to trace out, figure out where that goes. But I think what we'll do is we'll try to clean a bunch of this up so that we have a general idea about what's going on. Sorry about the the hard focus. Okay, so that's kind of a good look at this here. So you guys got to tell me, what am I looking at here, and then also maybe estimate some repairs. Like I said, the transmission looks good on this side. This side here, definitely a little bit sketchier. We got some caked up stuff in here. Like the question is, it's like, for how long has this been accumulating? Oh, here's another interesting area. So that looks like a starter up there to me. And that thing is pretty oiled up and wet. So we've got something going on right there, and maybe it's leaking through the starter. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe all that bad boy down and clean it up and see what we can see on where it's going. You guys tell me what you think, but it's definitely pretty caked up there. Now I'm gonna just kind of keep putting oil in this. Like I said, we're hoping to get about 2 seasons out of this, and then I think we'll be in a position to kind of maybe upgrade. But for now, maybe we'll do some repairs, figure out what's going on. I don't think this is a showstopper at the moment.
All right, so there you guys have it. This truck is pretty sweet. I'm very impressed. I took it out and ran it, and it pulls hard, it shifts smooth, and you are way up in the air, so it is super fun to drive. I think this unit's going to do great for us. We're going to start trying to tow some equipment with it. We'll get the small leaks fixed up, and you know what? I think this thing's good for another 200,000, no problem. So thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe if you guys like the content. We're going to be telling our story about how we get out of the city onto an acreage and get off-grid, fully off-grid. So stay tuned, and again, subscribe, like, and share. Talk to you later.